This is Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by my old friend Sam Jones, one half of SJam Boxing, of course. Sam, how you doing?
What's happening, Dan? All good, mate. Not bad.
You've got a beard. What's going on?
I've always had a beard.
It's a very full beard.
Nah, it's not really. It's like, let's keep it a bit shorter there. We like to bring it into the thickness.
Is it a new fatherhood thing? You haven't got as much time to shave anymore. Personal grooming is out the window.
I get a haircut like every week, so like I let him do it. I don't do it myself.
Ah, see. How is fatherhood, by the way? How's it all going?
I'm surprised you can't hear him. Like he's downstairs kicking off. No, he's all right, mate. He's good. He's getting better. Like he has his moments. He had his 3-month jabs yesterday, so he's not been in the best mood. Not that your Seconds Out viewers want to hear about my child's jabs.
I'm sure they're concerned. They all hate it though. They all hate the jabs.
No one likes the jabs.
Just like Daniel Dubois against Joe Joyce, you might say.
Wow. Mic drop.
Neat segue into talking about Joe. I saw you someone talking on Twitter earlier, and I think you retweeted it, that Joe's going to be ringside for Joshua against Usyk.
Yeah, it was
keen
my
eye,
article,
of course.
Sky Sports.
Yeah. So keen eye on the winner of that.
Yeah.
Will you be going along?
Yeah, I'm going because Florian's fighting on the undercard as well.
And
I would have probably gone anywhere as a fan because Anthony Joshua's shows are usually amazing, aren't they? Like the whole thing's amazing. It's at a good stadium. Yeah, he'll be there. Need to ask Freddie Cunningham for a ticket first, but I'm sure he'll give it. I'm sure he'll give me one.
Is there one or the other of Joshua and Usyk that you think suits Joe a bit better?
They're both hard fights, Danny. They're both hard fights, but in different ways, aren't they? Joshua's a huge puncher, good technique, very sound technically, good jab, strong, good uppercuts. Usyk's elusive, and yeah, you're gonna get problems with both, but in different ways, aren't you? Like they're both hard fights. I mean, to win a heavyweight world title, you've got to be good, haven't you? So it's So we'll see what happens, but I'm intrigued by the fight, Danny. I am. I want Joshua to. I'm a Joshua fan, so like I want AJ to win. I think he will, but I do think the longer the fight goes on, the fight will sway into Usyk's favor if Usyk gets into a rhythm. So people might disagree with that, but I think Joshua needs to break his rhythm early and stick it on him, impose his size. And I think if Joshua lands clean, I think Usyk's gonna know about it. So I favour Joshua by knockout, but Usyk's a world-class operator, so nothing will surprise me in the fight.
And how long after that do you expect Joe Joyce to get his shot, whether it's against the winner of that or if one of them relinquishes the WBO belt?
I don't know. It's speculation. It's speculation, isn't it? I think Joe will get his world title fight definitely next year, but I think what will happen is, this is just my opinion. I'm not saying this is what's going to happen. This is just what I think.
Sure.
What I think. I think if Joshua beats Usyk, Tyson Fury comes to his fight with Wilder, there's no conclusions by that. None of those fights are full conclusions. But if they do, they will go on to fight each other, which will have a rematch clause in it. So I believe the first fight will be for the undisputed, and then the belts will become vacant. I think a lot of the belts will become vacant. That's when some people, fighters like Joe, who is who will be number one in the WBO, will get his opportunity. You'd think Dillian White might get his opportunity in the WBC, someone like a Hrgovic in the IBF, and we'll see what happens. Whether the winner, because the winner might think, well, I don't need to fight these guys, and they might go on. Who knows? They might both retire after. Who knows what's happening? Because those two are the top dogs in the division, aren't they? Number one and number two. So. We'll see what happens there, but I want to see it plan out like that because I'm a boxing fan at the end of the day. I want to watch Tyson Fury fight AJ like everybody else, but I also want Joe to fight the winner, which I think he deserves to.
And we talked about the undercard, and your man's on it, of course. Someone was complaining about the undercard on Twitter a few days ago, and you responded by it saying it's guaranteed fireworks and it won't go halfway between Prodan and Marku. Yeah, I mean,
people always complain, don't you? The undercard on paper probably doesn't look the strongest, but I think a few fights on there might surprise you. But one thing that will happen is don't sleep on Prodan against Marku, because it will be a war. Like, I guarantee it. Like, there's no way it can't catch fire. The way they both fight, it's going to be just obviously the main event's the main event, but it's going to be the standout fight on the card.
And you got the two fighters with Mark Tibbs at the moment, Fisher and Hedges. Sounds like, I don't know, a non-league management team or something like that. But they're obviously very talented fighters. When can we expect to see those two back out?
So John Hedges' fight just got announced yesterday. I don't know whether you saw it. He's fighting it on the Hrgovic undercard in Austria in that stadium. Awesome. Yeah, it was mad because I thought I knew that was what his date was, but for some reason I thought
email.
Yeah, for some reason no, I thought well, it'll be down south or like I said Frank, I've heard this is fights in Austria. He's like, yeah, and then Frank. It's a great experience for John Hedges, and we're really grateful to Matchroom for that because he needs experience. He had a bit of a shaky start, which we all know. We won't go into that. But his second fight, he looked himself and showed why he's only lost 2 fights in his 55-plus fight amateur career and won national titles. So we're going to keep building on that. And the thing is with John, Danny, he's getting bigger and bigger, like size-wise. He's getting bigger and bigger. So we're going to have to figure out what weight he's going to be in a year's time. Right now, I think he's going to stick at light heavyweight, but he's 6'6" now. So I think how big can the kid get? Like he's only 19, so he's growing and growing. So we'll see, but we hope to push on and he's going to put on a good performance in Austria on a really big show.
And what about Johnny Fisher, the Romford Bull? Johnny
Fisher will fight at the end of October. I think you heard Eddie Hearn yesterday. They're looking to do the Dillian White show on the October the 30th. Johnny Fisher, we're told, will be on that. Eddie announced that, not me. So before I say any spoilers, Eddie said it, not me. So that's when he'll be out. So it's another brilliant show for Johnny Fisher. And also, people will start to see the amount of tickets the kid's going to sell, because he will sell up to 2,000 tickets. I'm certain of it in the O2 Arena, which is a huge amount of tickets for any fighter, but especially in a what will be his first 6-rounder.
And what about Lerrone Richards? Last we heard, he wanted the Gongora fight. Is that closer, or is there someone else now on the radar?
I don't know. Adam's dealing with Frank. Frank trying to make that fight. I've not had much dealings on that fight, if I'm honest. Adam's speaking to Frank Smith about that, but I spoke with Adam literally about an hour ago, and he said that it's looking good. So we're hoping that's the right fight, because I think that's a great fight for Lerrone. We've all spoke about it, and I think Dave Colwell agrees, Eddie agrees. It's a great fight for Lerrone, and Lerrone's got to keep pushing on now, because it was his first real standout performance against I forget his name. The Italian.
Di Carolis. Or Di
Carolis. That's the one, and that Lerrone was just outstanding in that fight. So if he can build on that and do it at the world level, then the world is oyster. So, and I think he can, and in fact I'm certain he can, and I think he boxes Gongor, and he does a similar job on him, if I'm honest.
Last time I interviewed you, it was at one of the Fight Camp press conferences, and we were gate crashed by Eddie Hearn.
Oh yeah,
who endorsed you, it has to be said. Yeah. And you seem quite genuinely touched by it. Is that fair to say?
Listen, everyone said, pound Eddie Hearn or whatever. But listen, Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, Bob Arum, they're the 3 best promoters on the planet, yeah? They're the 3 best promoters. And when one of those guys says, this is the future of boxing in a genuine way, of course it's going to make me feel good. I've been in boxing 4 years, Danny. Do you know what I mean? 4 years. Like, whether I fluked my way in or not. Like, I've been in boxing 4 years, and people can say whatever they like about me. Pound Eddie Hearn, Primark Hearn, whatever they want to call about me. At least they're speaking about me. If they're putting me in the same category, and I'm a manager, yeah, an agent, whatever you want to frigging call me, I'm not even a promoter, and I'm being put in the same bracket as arguably the best promoter in the world. One of the top 3, like he's there. Some people say he is, some people say he's not, but he's an unbelievable promoter, and that's what he said about me. And to be honest with you, Danny, I fucking agree with him.
Do you feel the perception of you generally is changing, not just within boxing, but on social media as well? You seem to get a lot more praise these days than in the past, where it was almost kind of 95% criticism.
I think because I came in quite loud. I came on the scene quite loudly and abruptly, or whatever you want to say, and like I've made wild claims, or because people really didn't back Joe at the beginning. Like they was like, "Oh, Joe's useless," and then the bar thing. I think kind of flipped it a bit more, then I think it was always gradually going up a little bit, people's respect for me. But after that fight, because I told everyone what was going to happen, I was certain of it. Like my knowledge isn't too bad. Like I know my stuff. I love boxing. I followed it since I was a young kid. My granddad was a box. My granddad's brother was a boxer. I love boxing, so I'd like to think I know what I'm talking about. And I think what I've done along with Adam Morley in the space of 4.5 years is quite unbelievable, to be honest. So if people want to like that, then thank you very much, because it means a lot to me. But if not, then who cares? Is
there a concern that might take some of your edge away, though? When everyone was doubting you, it kind of gives you fuel for the fighter, doesn't it?
No, my edge is not the same. Have I changed since speaking to you, Danny? I'm always the same, like, kind of same guy. Like, I'm just, I do well because I work hard. Like, I think every single day, like, how can I make my fighters better, like more famous? How can I get them into better positions? I need to chase for fight dates. Like, you've got to be on it. Like I've always said, Danny, if you're going to take a percentage off a boxer, any boxer getting punched in the head, you have to earn every single penny you get. And that's what I think. I think too many people, I don't care about if this upsets people, too many people feed off fighters and they don't deserve the money. I know when the fighters have finished their fights, I know me and Adam deserve every single small penny we get. You understand what I'm saying? That's so I can sleep at night knowing I work so hard for every fighter I have.
And you've always favoured quality over quantity. You've never wanted SJAM to expand too large.
No.
What's the situation now? Are you at kind of capacity, would you say, or is there still room for one?
I think Lisa Whiteside's coming back. She's had a bit of a setback, which is unfortunate. Cody's been riddled with injuries, and it's a shame. So we've got about 9 fighters. 10, 11 max. Like, I wouldn't really want to go over that because it kind of spoils what we have, like in a situation. Like, I like the relationship we have. We've got Darius Fulgham is going to be making his professional debut soon, so I'm going to be in America a lot. Like I'm going to be back and forwards in America because I like to be available. Like, I hear some people like say, like even on interviews, like they can't get hold of their man. Like, what? Like, you should be. You can't be that way. You're like, for me, you can't just ring a fighter and say, this is your fight date, give me X percentage. I think that's, you can't, I don't agree with that. I think there's got to be more to you to take the percentage I hear some people take. That's just my personal opinion. I might be wrong, but that's my opinion. That's how we roll.
How are you going to balance it going forward? Because as you say, you're going to go to America back and forth. You're going to have 10 to 11 fighters. You're a dad now as well. There's obviously home commitments too. How are you going to balance it all out and not burn out as well?
No, listen, I feel burnt out now, Danny. But like, you've got to keep. You're a dad as well. Like,
you've got to stay at that level.
There's no such thing as sleep, but you've got to find balance. But I've got a busy period coming up. But I love it. Like, I love it. Like, in the sense, like Saul's fight against Sokolovsky, because people are saying to me, oh, do you really think that's a good idea? I know that's a good idea. Saul's going to win that fight. But I'm excited by that. Do you know what I mean? John Edge is going to Austria. It's a great experience. I'm excited. Johnny Fisher, who is in boxing, probably my proudest, even though the job me and Adam have done with Joe Joyce, we believe we've done a great job with him. Johnny Fisher, for me, is probably my proudest achievement, because this wasn't really meant to happen for Johnny, but because he had a talent, we saw he had a bit of talent. I'm going to move into the Johnny Fisher thing, but what we've done with him, got him on a good platform. We've effectively changed his life. I don't even think he had a car before he started. No, he's driving around, he's bowling around in a Range Rover, but he's still still exactly the same guy. The exact same guy, respectful, lovely guy, and that's the way he'll be for him. That's why I know he will be a great success, because he's all this has happened to Johnny in like the space of a year. He was watching the fight camp the year before in his Superman pajamas, and now he's on the card himself. Like, you can't get much of a turnaround than that in life than for Johnny. So, there's loads of I've got good relationships with all the fighters. So it's I enjoy it. So while I'm still feeling like that, the burnout's worth it.
Great stuff. Well, it's always a pleasure to catch up. Best of luck over the next few weeks. It's going to be very busy for you, and we'll have to do it again.